If you run a business and you've thought about putting money into Meta ads, Facebook, and Instagram, you've probably asked one simple question: how much should I actually spend? And almost nobody gives you a straight answer. They say it depends, or they throw out a random number like $50 a day. Here's the honest version. In 2026, the average price to run a Meta ad went up 12% compared to last year. Ad space is getting more expensive, which means the amount you spend matters more than it ever has. Spend too little and you get nothing. Spend without a plan and you burn through cash. So let's do the real math. The same math a good media buyer does before they ever touch your account. First, let's kill the most common mistake: putting in $10 a day to test the waters. Here's why that fails. When you launch a new ad, Facebook doesn't actually know who your customer is yet. It has to go find them, and it learns by watching who responds. This is called the learning phase, and the rule is simple. Facebook needs about 50 results a week, 50 leads or 50 sales from a single ad group, before it really understands who to show your ads to. That's not our rule. That's Meta's own system. So if you're spending $10 a day, and each inquiry costs you $30, you might get one new lead every 3 days. At that pace, Facebook never learns. Your cost stays high, and you walk away convinced that ads just don't work. The budget didn't fail you. It was never enough to let the system learn in the first place. So how do you find your real number? You don't start with what you can afford. You start with what one customer is worth to you. There are only 3 numbers you need. 1. What a new customer is worth, your average sale. 2. What you're currently willing to pay to get one, your cost per customer. And 3. How many results Facebook needs to learn, which we already know is about 50 a week. Get those 3, and your budget stops being a guess. It becomes arithmetic. Let's plug in real numbers. Say you run a local service business, a roofer, a dentist, a med spa. A new customer is worth, on average, $1,000 to you. From experience, you're happy paying around $80 to win one paying customer. That's your cost per customer, what it actually costs you to land one new client. Now, not every inquiry turns into a customer. Say 1 in 4 people who reach out actually buy. That means each inquiry, each lead, is worth about $20 to you. To give Facebook enough to learn, you want roughly 50 leads in your first couple of weeks. 50 leads at $20 each is $1,000. Spread that over 2 weeks, and you're looking at about $70 a day. That's your real floor. Not because a blog post told you 50 a day, but because that's what it costs to buy enough data for the system to actually work. Selling products online instead of services? The same math holds. You just swap in your own numbers. Now here's the part most business owners get wrong, even when the budget is right. Money without time is wasted money. When you set a budget, you have to give it room to breathe. The first 2 to 3 weeks, Facebook is still learning. If you check it every single day and panic, or shut it off after one bad Tuesday, you reset all of that learning, and you're right back to square one. Let's go. The best ads we run for clients aren't the ones we constantly tinker with. Some of them have been running for over a year. You find an ad that works, you leave it alone, and you only scale it up slowly, around 10 to 20% at a time, so you don't spook a system that took weeks to train. Stability is a feature, not a problem. So the honest answer to how much you should spend isn't a number off a chart. It's the cost of buying enough results for Facebook to learn who your customer is, plus the patience to let it. For most local businesses, that lands somewhere between $50 and $100 a day, given a few weeks to settle in. Anything less, and you're starving it. This is exactly the math we run before we ever take on a client's account, because spending the right amount on purpose is the whole game. If you'd rather have someone handle this part for you, that's what we do every day. If this was useful, subscribe. We publish a new one like this every week. And if you'd rather have someone running this for you, click the link in the description to schedule a time with us. We'll walk through your goals and what your ad account actually needs.